Network. I'm so glad that you are here today. Heather, welcome. We have a few other people that have registered to join us, but we will start on time, and then the video of this information will be available on our website later this week. So today we are talking about linking for success, and we're thankful for our Executive Director, Holly Parker, who has invested in the initiative so that we can have these great webinars. So we're going to take about 30 minutes to talk briefly about some of the benefits of using LinkedIn to find opportunities. And also, I would like to let you know, Heather, if you want to add a comment in the chat box, or if you have a question at any time with anything that I'm sharing, please leave your message in the chat box. If you are able to, will you just let me know if you're able to hear me? And you can type that in the chat box. Great, thank you, Heather. So we'll begin. And this might not be good news for you, or new news for you rather, but LinkedIn is the #1 online networking platform for developing professional networks, for finding new opportunities, and also for building your career. There are over 100 million users in the United States and 400 million globally. And so what we do know is that if you are looking for an employment opportunity, 90% of hiring professionals actually use LinkedIn for recruiting. So I'm going to cover a few things today. We're going to talk about having a strategy, go over your profile, some basics about connecting, how to optimize your contacts, some actions you can take, the importance of managing your things, growing your network, and gaining influence. Good morning, Michelle. Please feel free at any time to add comments or questions in the chat box. So let's get started with your LinkedIn profile. And I just begin by letting you know that as a free user, you can be successful. There have been people who have asked me, Adrienne, do I need to buy a profile, the premium package? No, you don't. But it also depends on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to gain sales contacts or do recruiting, then of course, but that might be helpful for you. But as a general user, I have found great benefit in using my free profile, which enables me to do all the things that I'm going to share with you. The first thing that you want to do is to have a complete profile. And the reason why I mention this is that it's estimated that less than 50% of users of LinkedIn actually have a complete profile. That means they have all of the areas within the profile complete. Everything from their volunteer experience to how to connect with them to their jobs to information about even a profile picture. And so here's some data. Members that have a complete profile are 40% more likely to attract new opportunities. And so you might have seen on the sidebar of your LinkedIn profile where it will say your profile is like a rock star or all-star setting. So if you're not have a setting that is telling you that it's more complete, then I would encourage you to complete your profile with the information that is going to help you boost your credibility and your influence, but also help you to get found. So I'm using my profile here to demonstrate the importance of a headline. And I have noticed on some profiles, people will use their job description. The headline is what is the optimal place that the search engines will travel in to get your information and connect you. So instead of having your job title, you want to, in your headline, use keywords or use words about the work that you do, so that if someone goes in and they're searching for of a nonprofit organization, that they will find you because that will be part of your title. or if they're looking for someone with marketing skills. If you have that in your title, that is going to enable you to come up in a search. So your other things that you want to be very cognizant of is that your profile or your headline should be keyword rich. And what does that mean? Depending on what your strategy is, what you're using LinkedIn for, you're going to want to use keywords, because this is all about how these computer algorithms work. You're going to want to use keywords to help enrich you. Excuse me. Next, we're going over, your summary. Now, your summary is very important because the more precise you are with your language and your content, the more likely you are going to be able to attract your ideal clients or customers or people that you want to engage with. So it's been advised that you write in first person. And then also have a call to action. That's what that means, CTA. And your contact information. So here, my call to action is to contact me, and it's also to download free resources. But you see very clearly, my contact information is in my summary as well, because sometimes people don't go to the section to contact you. If you have your information right in your summary, that's going to be very helpful. So when you're creating your profile, this is what I tell individuals you should think about. Answering these questions. What's the specific problem or challenge you're trying to help your clients or customers solve? Or rather, if you're not looking for a business opportunity, you want to answer the question around the message that you want to convey. The second question is to ask yourself, what is your solution? Or otherwise, if you're looking for a professional or a career opportunity, not a business opportunity, you might also want to add your brand statement. So your brand statement might be something like, I am an enthusiastic and engaging professional who inspires others to reach their full potential. So that's an example of a brand statement. And then also, who else have you helped in the same situation and how are they better off? So when you create your profile, ask yourself those three questions so that when someone sees your summary, it's attractive. It can speak to the person that you are trying to connect with, and that will improve your opportunities. For those who are just joining us, I want you to know you're welcome to ask questions and leave comments in the chat box, and we'll certainly address them. The other thing that's very important for your LinkedIn profile is to add rich media. So rich media means you're going to add videos, or if you have a wonderful slide, you can post that to your profile through SlideShare. If you do podcasts or have any audio, maybe it's something of you speaking at a conference. It could even be something that you're sharing with your team that's impactful. You can also add that information to your profile with a free account. And there are statistics out there that show that when you have rich media, it also boosts you in the search engines. It also is video, if some of you might not know, is the #1 tool of engagement now, superseding pictures on the internet. So videos are very, very helpful for you as well. And here's an example of a profile that has rich media content. We have this gentleman who is an author, keynote speaker, and entrepreneur. Notice how his job or his company name is not in his title, because he wants to be found based on those three keywords. His information is succinct. He's Kevin Cruz. He's someone that I follow. And he's very motivational, inspirational, and provides great business tools. And then he has all of his contact information right here in his summary profile. But not only does he have a video, and since we're not on a platform where I could share, but he has a 1-minute video in his profile, and then he also has lists of different types of articles that he has written. And Kevin Cruz, if you select him through LinkedIn, you'll see he's one of the top people on LinkedIn, and he's built that through this platform very easily. Also, if you have volunteer experience, I highly recommend that you include that information on your profile as well, because we do know, especially for some individuals who may be looking for a career opportunity, surveys reveal that volunteer experience gives job candidates an edge in the hiring process, and the work that is done through your volunteer initiatives is considered equally as valuable as paid work experience. So even if you are in a nonprofit organization, but you are also doing volunteer work or on the board of another organization, it's important to list that information there. Next, we'll talk about endorsements. And here's the thing. You should have a minimum of 5 skills listed so that individuals can endorse you. This builds heavily on your influence, builds heavily on your credibility. And I'm going to tell you, when people are looking to engage with you, especially individuals who are new to you, they look at your endorsements. And so I have here leadership training and strategy. So those are my top skills. And when you select those for your profile, people will then be asked, and I'll show that on the next slide, if they will endorse you. So LinkedIn kind of helps you to get these skill endorsements. And also ask for recommendations. You want to aim for 5 to 10 recommendations because they build your profile, and they also will be visible. And it says here, the 2 most recent recommendations will be visible to the next corresponding position. So it will really help boost your profile and, again, increase opportunities for you. So definitely have skills available so that people can click and endorse you. And here are some recommendations. And your recommendations are just like references. I am very, very active on LinkedIn. And one of the things that I do, and maybe you do this as well, is when I'm going to a networking event, I go to that organization's page to see if I can find some of the individuals who might be attending. Sometimes they have the guest list on the website, and I will look those individuals up to learn about them, and this helps me to have engaging conversations face to face. But it also will give you an opportunity to learn more about that individual and to learn about what others are saying about them as well. I'm even in the middle of networking events. Once I've met someone, will then go to the side and look for their profile. So it's very helpful, just like you would assume for any job. But the thing is, having a LinkedIn profile gives you an online portrait. And that's important because whether you're looking for a new position, the hiring managers are getting thousands and thousands of resumes. And so how are you going to stand out? If you're looking for volunteers for your organization, if you have recommendations of what a great organization you're leading, or who you are as an individual, that will attract volunteers to want to work more with your organization. If you're looking for people to bring into your company, your nonprofit, or your business, having sound recommendations makes you very attractive and interesting. And so, you want to be known as a place where people want to work, but also as a person that people want to work with. So ask for recommendations from people you've worked with on previous jobs. I always encourage individuals to ask for recommendations for people that they're currently working with. Because what a lot of people found happens is they leave a job and then they've got to ask people for recommendations. But why not ask while you're having a visible, maybe daily relationship with someone? Do you mind writing a 2-sentence recommendation for me on LinkedIn? And then the best way to get recommendations is to give them. And so here's one where I'm using Ashley. As you all know, she's our manager at TCN, and I can click here very easily and give Ashley endorsements, but this is an overview of what this endorse page looks like. But right now, if I go to Ashley's profile and I click, it will say give Ashley a recommendation or ask Ashley for a recommendation once you click this button. So very simple way that LinkedIn has made this for us to get engaged. Now, one of the best ways, is one of the best ways that you are going to increase your credibility and increase your influence, and that is by publishing. So publishing blog articles on LinkedIn will greatly increase your reach. It also will extend your reach beyond LinkedIn, because people can then share those posts on other platforms or through email. So it really can help extend your reach. And also, this content becomes a part of your original profile. So things that I have posted 2 and 3 years ago are now part of my profile, which is different from when I post, let's say, a quote or a picture. That just is part of the activity stream for a short time. But when you publish, that makes it available for a longer period of time. And then people who are not in your network will have an opportunity to read, like, post, comment, and share. And then, of course, we want them to become part of your network and follow you. Here is an example I'm sharing of a really great profile. So here we have Brittany. She has a bulleted summary. She has her experience, her key responsibilities, even some success stories. There's complete information across her experience, her education, and her professional details. And keep in mind what we shared, that if you have a complete profile that boosts your opportunities for engagement and to be found in search engines by 40%. Also, one thing that I neglected to mention is that it's so critically important to have a professional photo. And I hope for some of you this doesn't sound juvenile, but if you have a photo with your children in the background, some people have a photo which is their cat or their animal. This is a professional site, so you want to put your best face forward. So a professional photo increases opportunities for your profile to be found 14 times, and I think that's pretty significant. So I tell people, go down to Out My Way. We have this place called Moto Photo. Go to Moto Photo, and for $20, sit there and get a great headshot and post it on your LinkedIn, because it is what individuals will have as a first impression of you, and you want to make sure that it's your best. Here's another, and I bring this up because this is John. I don't know this gentleman, but he is the president of a company. And look at what John has. He's maximized, increasing his opportunity, his cover for, profile area. That's his team. So that's wonderful. It's demonstrating teamwork. Also, he has third-party references, which break up the text. and provides some visual highlights. He has recommendation, and he also lists his awards and his honors. So, you want to put all of your great information out there because you want to attract opportunities to you. And when you have a great profile, I'm going to tell you, you won't always have to do all the searching. People will find you. So there's 3 ways to connect in LinkedIn. You can go to a specific profile, so someone that you have their name and you want to go to their profile and invite them to connect with you. I have here, it's so important to include a personal note. So you might add something like, hello, Anthony. It was great meeting you at the networking event by PBM and TCN on Thursday evening. I'd like to include you in my professional network. If it's someone you don't know, you might add something like, hello, Samantha. We have a lot of common connections, and I noticed that we share a lot of interest. I'm part of X organization and would like to connect with you. Or we're part of the same group, and I'd like to learn more about you through your profile and connecting with you. So you want to personalize that. When I receive connection requests from individuals, if I just get the generic, sometimes I don't accept them into my network because I'm not really sure who they are. I'm not sure how we can benefit and serve one another. So it will help if you have a personal message. Also, the way that LinkedIn is set up, just like some of these other social media profiles, you can import your contact list, and then there's a feature called People You May Know. So organizing your contacts, I want to tell you up front, LinkedIn has made a lot of changes. It's almost like they're making changes on a monthly basis. And so some of the things that used to be free aren't free anymore. But you can imagine that's what happens when these companies are trying to monetize. And so one of the features that they used to have was that you used to be able to tag people, to add different, I'm going to say, comments about them. So I could click on, let's say, Jill's profile and then add notes about how we met, or, something about Jill to help me remember, and kind of use this as my CRM. Well, unless you pay for that feature now, you don't have that accessible to you. But here's another great thing. Who's viewed your profile? So this is a way that you can organize your contacts, or at least I should say get to finding new individuals to bring into your sphere, and also learn about who's interested in you. So here, this is what it looks like today. I can see that there were 197 people who viewed my profile over the last 30 days, and on my last post, 29 people engaged with me. And then it shows, oh, this is last 90 days. Then it shows, since last week, I'm down 8%. I haven't been as busy as I usually am. And then it gives details on who some of those folks were. So what I have learned is, depending on the type of content that I post, sometimes I post for entrepreneurs, sometimes I post for on a particular topic like customer service. Most times I'm sharing events. And so the people who will have viewed my profile, I've noticed that it varies, of course, based on the content that I'm posting. So I was involved in an activity with Alvernia, and that's why we see that here. But also, it gives you some of the details of the people who did view your profile, and then some others who you're not connected to. So it gives you an opportunity to look at their profile to see if you'd like to engage with them. Also, searching. So searching is big, and it's kind of a little tricky in LinkedIn. But again, if you're looking for opportunities, if you're looking for volunteers, if you're looking for specific individuals. So right now at TCN, we're gearing up for our annual nonprofit conference happening in May. And so I need to look for certain people to be speakers, to be vendors, and also to that we want to invite. So what you do to search, and you can do this, I start with my own network, is you go to my network, then you have who your connections are. It's kind of tricky. So now I've clicked on my connections, and then I can type in here trainer. And when I type in the search bar trainer, it lets me know all of my first connections that have the title trainer. See, this is how these keywords work. And also, if I had clicked this button, second connections, that means it would tell me all the people who have the title trainer who are connected to my first connections. So it makes me easier to find those individuals. And here you can even, I'm going to say, filter based on location or current companies. Maybe I'm looking for a trainer in a particular organization, even their nonprofit interests. So therefore, the search is going to change based on how I'm filtering this information. And then you want to get active, okay? So update your status. It's so critical so that you can start to gain followers, to build your reputation, to be seen as an expert. So you stay top of mind. You're generating buzz. You're using the 80-20 rule, which means like 80% information, 20% sales. And then share articles in your niche, share your events, share your blog, share a quote of the day, share a picture. It really, there's lots of content that you can share to get people to engage with you. And again, when you share, you're not only exposing yourself to your audience, but when people like or post comments on your post, therefore you then get exposure to their connections. And that is what happens. And it's an opportunity to generate discussion. And you can even do a mention now and connect people so that it shows up in their profile, just like if for some of you, if you're on Facebook and you tag someone on Facebook, and so it shows up to their Facebook friends as well. Same thing with LinkedIn. And also, how about joining or creating a group? I know people who have completely influenced their sphere from creating a group or by joining a group and being very, very active. The benefits, I'm sorry I spelled benefits wrong, I noticed that, are that, of course, it's an opportunity to network. So if you join a nonprofit group, and that's your industry, you can even be specific and join a nonprofit group that focuses on homeless. It's a great opportunity for networking, to build your personal brand, to establish yourself as an expert. They have discussion boards. There's also job boards so that you can, right there specifically in that community, you can grow. And this is an opportunity to show you how this is an example of one of the groups. You can see discussions, jobs, about, it tells you who the members are. So, really able to get some good information. Now to find groups, I'm going to be really quick with this because I'm going to tell you, as LinkedIn has changed so much, it took me like 20 minutes to figure out how to find my groups. So what I will tell you to do is simply, after all my hard work, you get the benefits. Oh, it's not on that slide. Let me go back. But I just type in your search bar groups, and then you will get a list of different groups, and just click on a specific group. Whatever comes up, that will just help you to get to the page with the My Groups. And you can start a group or become part of a group. And then I want to encourage you to manage your settings. Some people have found, I'm not getting that much engagement. Well, you have your settings on private, or you have it so that when you make an update, nobody sees it. So take time to go over your settings so that access you can be able to do that. And then, of course, growing your network. One of the best ways to do that, as we talked about, was personalizing your connection request. If you post one status a day, you'll be able to reach 60% of your network. Isn't that fantastic? Post links with images that drives higher engagement, share other people's posts, and of course, don't be afraid to engage with individuals one-on-one. And in our very last couple minutes, I want to say, actually it's 9 o'clock, you want to comment on updates, participate in the groups, and update your profile regularly. And my very top tip is when you meet individuals, always invite them to connect with you on LinkedIn. It's better than asking for a business card. It's one of my top tips. And sometimes I will stand right there with a person and say, can you type your name into my LinkedIn and connect with them right away? So therefore, you don't have to worry about losing business cards, but you're immediately connected to that person once they walk away from you. So I invite you to connect with us now. Go to the Tri-County Community Network page or connect with me. And I want to just remind you that we have a few upcoming events. Our Women's Symposium. We are having a program called Reframing the Ask, which is helpful for funding for nonprofits, and our annual nonprofit conference. Are there any questions? I'm able to hang on for a few minutes. So if you want to type a question in the chat, I can also open up the audio line, but I want to tell you I'm not too good with this, okay? So if we get knocked off, please forgive me. But I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much for spending the last half hour with the Tri-County Community Network, and on behalf of Holly Parker, we really appreciate your participation. Heather, thank you so much. Everyone, have a great week. And hopefully we'll see you on the next teleconference or at an upcoming event. Take care. Bye-bye.